haven't thought about a trip to Hattiesburg lately, you will after you hear what has come to the zoo. That may be something you want to add to your summer plans. Joining us today is Mr. Rick Taylor. He is the Executive Director of the Hattiesburg Convention Commission, and they oversee the operations at the Hattiesburg Zoo. And they've got a pretty big day coming up tomorrow. So, hey, Rick.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing well, and I have been following the Hattiesburg Zoo in their building out of their Africa exhibit expansion since, maybe the last year or so. Would that be fair, or has it been going on longer than that?
It's been going on a little longer, but we really got down into the construction over the last year. Had some delays from, obviously, last year due to the pandemic, some delays in equipment and that sort of thing. So we had a postponement from the fall to tomorrow. So tomorrow's our big day, as you noted.
So what is the big day at the Hattiesburg Zoo tomorrow, Rick?
Well, we're actually going to be allowing folks into a full 25% expansion of the zoo. So it's a 25% more space, a full quarter of our size added. It will include giraffes, hyenas, colobus monkeys, and other African animals.
So this is super exciting to me because I know there's a big exhibit just around the beautiful giraffes, which if anyone follows the Hattiesburg Zoo's social media, they've already seen the picture. If they're watching over at supertalk.fm/watchrick, I'm sorry your face is not up there, but beautiful Sue Ellen and baby Alberta is smiling back at us. So when did the giraffes make it to the zoo?
I understand it. But yeah, we're pleased to be to have welcomed Sue Ellen and Alberta, and of course to introduce them to the public tomorrow. A ribbon cutting at 11:45, and then I'm sure everybody in attendance is just going to surge right into this section and see what beautiful animals they are, as we've already been able to see.
How did Sue Ellen and baby Alberta actually make it to the Hattiesburg Zoo? I mean, you can think about, you can ship cats, you can ship monkeys, you do all these things. I mean, they're in a small little cage, but a giraffe, man, she's pretty tall. Mama Sue Ellen is. How did they get there?
Well, you just pull the plug on the leg and they deflate, and and then you put them in your trunk. But no, actually, that's one of our top questions of how do you transport a giraffe, and many people think they ride in a trailer with the top up, and you have to dodge all the overpasses, and it's not quite that spectacular. There is a special trailer that they go into, and it causes them to kind of kneel down a little bit and then stretch their necks forward, and their necks are kind of braced, something they can just rest their heads on. That's the adult giraffe, and now the baby giraffe is only 10 feet tall, so she was able to actually fit in the trailer with her mom without having to kneel down, and she was actually able to stand up. So it's a tall, skinny trailer. We thought it was fairly clandestine till someone on a city street took a picture of this very strange trailer, very narrow, tall trailer, and said, "Hey, is this you guys? Is this the giraffes?" And they were right.
Oh, so, you got busted there. You couldn't sneak them in without without anyone recognizing it. Now, tell me a little bit more about the exhibit, though, Rick, because if anyone's driven by the Hattiesburg Zoo, or maybe you've visited over the last year or so, you've seen the building, and it's big and it's tall. So Miss Sue Ellen will have plenty of space to stretch her legs and her neck, and as baby Alberta grows, same way. But is there an interactive experience? Is there a unique way that we get to maybe be eye level with the giraffes?
There will be, not at this time. We actually have built a platform for the public that come to the zoo to be able to feed the giraffes. These giraffes came to us from the Audubon Wildlife Institute. Obviously, we're familiar with Audubon Zoo. This is a preserve they have south of New Orleans where they take in animals and in conjunction with the San Diego Zoo. So both Sue Ellen, the mom, and then Alberta, the baby, who turned out to be a surprise when Sue Ellen came to the preserve. They didn't know she was pregnant, and one day they had 15 giraffes, where they the day before had 14. So they're not as accustomed to interacting directly with people as giraffes that would be in a zoo their whole life would be. So we've got to work with them a little bit. And but already we can see them become very comfortable, wanting to come up to our keepers. And so they're just going to, get used to all the people, calling their names and showing them love and that sort of thing. And we're going to work with them so that folks can come up and stick their hand over the platform and have a 2-foot-long slimy giraffe tongue wrap around and take a piece of romaine lettuce. It's one of those things that adults do once and kids want to do over and over.
Oh, I can totally imagine. It sounds like a great afternoon for the family or making a day trip out up there to the Hattiesburg Zoo. Rick, can you hang on with us? I got a few more animal questions for you.
Absolutely.
All righty, we got more with the Hattiesburg Zoo coming up next. Or a little more, or you can just go on and hop in your car or buy your tickets. I think you have to for tomorrow's grand opening there at the Hattiesburg Zoo. It's not the zoo's grand opening, it's the Africa Exhibit Expansion's grand opening. Rick Taylor, the executive director of the Hattiesburg Convention Commission, continues to join us, and they oversee the operations there at the zoo. So I do want to make sure, though, Rick, because tomorrow I think you guys have special hours and you have to have a ticket. So before we get an influx of people headed to Hattiesburg, which is what we want to come see the new exhibit, tomorrow you may want to make sure you have your ducks in a row, correct?
Absolutely, and thank you for using that zoo-related analogy. Yes, you must have your ducks in a row, and that would be by going to HattiesburgZoo.com and buying your tickets in advance. We expect a significant number of people, so we're going to be running special hours, as you mentioned. We will open the gates at 11 instead of 10 like we normally do, so 11 a.m., and then run through 4 p.m., our normal time. The opening of the Africa expansion area will occur at 11:45. We'll have a ribbon cutting with all of our sponsors and elected officials and that sort of thing, and then get to what everyone really comes for, which is to get in there and see those wonderful giraffes.
Which is going to be a good time. But the good news is they're not going anywhere, right, Rick? You can go ahead and plan a trip to the Hattiesburg Zoo all summer. The Africa exhibit is there to stay, right?
Absolutely. We've built 7 new buildings. It's about a $4 million investment. All of our local vendors have been very thrilled. They're probably sad to see the construction phase end. It's been good for them and good for us, but we're down to ready to show it to the public, invite them in. And the space we have for giraffes will allow us to expand the herd. Our outdoor exhibit space can hold up to 10. Sadly, our barn can only do about 6. So that's probably where we'll top out. We have built the barn as a breeding facility, so we hope that the future holds more baby giraffes from the very start on, not just a year old like little Alberta. And then we have our colobus monkey and DeBraza exhibit right next door, and hyenas just across the way, all in this area. But along with it, one of the exciting things that we hope the public will enjoy is a part of our mission of education, and that is a new food and beverage point. It's African aimed or oriented food, African themed food, and give everyone really a little taste of Africa. We believe in people being immersed in the experience so that they go away not only having had fun, but becoming educated and have appreciation for these animals that don't roam our woods. They roam somebody else's, but they're important in the world ecology.
Absolutely, and I think you definitely get that immersive experience there at the Hattiesburg Zoo. I had mentioned my family and I have been a couple of times, and always a good time. You mentioned babies with baby Alberta, Rick, though, but that's not the only baby that has been at the Hattiesburg Zoo lately. So I'll have to admit, my heart is for Mama Mo, the sloth there on campus. She's been in my heart ever since I think she came aboard. I have yet to have my interactive experience with her because I think she's a pretty popular woman, but she is a lot of fun to look at when you are there. And she just had herself a baby girl. Is that correct?
That's right. Moki is a new sloth baby that was revealed over Mother's Day weekend, and both Mom and Moki are doing fine. They're moving at the same pace that they generally approach everything, which is very, 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 very slow. So they're good. That means they're healthy. They're good to go. And we, like you, so many people just are in love with the sloths, and they are a big addition, and they're just a wonderful component of our zoo.
And the babies keep coming. I was stalking you guys' Facebook and Instagram accounts, which I do encourage people to like that because y'all do whoever's over that does a great job of keeping it up. Lots of fun videos of the animals there at the Hattiesburg Zoo. But I noticed that you had gator babies too. I'm not really sure how I feel about that other than they are cute, and there were 6 of them. So that's a lot.
Well, I have to speak to the type of wonderful people we have as zookeepers. When the baby gators hatched, the cry went out, "We've got babies." I wasn't exactly feeling quite that way, but our keepers all said, "We've got babies," and they took them in, and now they have a special place right by our train ride, so everyone can see the little baby alligators that were hatched right here at the zoo.
Which is exciting. I mean, everyone has their, type of animal that they enjoy. Reptiles can get the love too, right? And it is right there by the ropes course. And so animals aren't the only thing that families can look forward to when they come out to the Hattiesburg Zoo. You guys have done a great job of making it, a multi sort of purposed family outing. It's not just looking and seeing. The kids can also exhaust themselves on the rope course. So will that be back and open and in action too this summer?
Yes, absolutely. It'll be open. Our splash pad, which is a big hit with the very young. And, of course, I hope you've experienced our Wallaby walkthrough, talking about interactive experiences, not only our petting zoo, but there's an area where you get to walk amongst the wallabies and look at Lindsay Lohan and Kevin Bacon, our 2 Cooney pigs, and walk with an emu. So that's important to us, is removing barriers for young people and old young people at heart to connect with animals that aren't normally seen in our area.
Normally, Rick, I don't ask what's the admission cost to things because you just never know people's price point. But that's one thing I love about the Hattiesburg Zoo is that it's so affordable for all families. So what is the admission rate still? I don't know if it's changed for the special this weekend, but in general, what's the admission rate for families to get out and enjoy this entire experience?
On a regular day, which includes Saturday, Sunday, but no special event like we're having on tomorrow, the rate is $8 for adults and $6 for children who are aged 2 to 13. So children 2 to 13, below 2, there is no cost. But we do try to keep it affordable, and we want to keep growing. And our attendance, we have over 200,000 people a year that come, and kind of a source of pride for us is that we are one of the of only 11% of zoos worldwide that can fund their own operations from our wonderful guests who come out here. So we've kept it affordable, but also it is putting money back into our economy and keeping us going.
And you're also
very excited about all those.
And keeping through with the education as well as helping with wildlife. I know you're interacted with things and missions all over the world when it comes to wildlife education and preserving the different species. But you mentioned your great zookeepers. How many do you guys have on staff? That just sounds like the best job in the whole world, to be honest.
We have right around 11 full-time, and of course, we've recently added 2 to that number within that 11 for our giraffes, specifically because of their specialty. We did not have experience in that, so we've hired 2 wonderful keepers who have experience with giraffes, and we're learning a lot from them.
So give us a little behind-the-scenes nugget, Rick. I'll let you choose. What's a fun fact or tidbit or, statistic or something that you think people would like to know about the Hattiesburg Zoo?
Well, we talk about how much interactive and fun it is, but education is a prime driver for us. And we have over 41,000 field trip students who come to the zoo every year. We did not last year. I'll exclude 2020. But prior to that, 41,000. It's a remarkable number, but we're just a great place for kids to get engaged and learn along with having a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Okay, and where are you located? If someone's never been to Hattiesburg in their life, or they've been to Hattiesburg and they're thinking, where in the heck is the zoo? Where exactly are you guys, Rick?
Well, if you're coming from you guys, from up your way, just come on down 49, go right to the intersection of Hardy Street, which is kind of the center. USM will be to your west, to your right. Take a left and come down. You cannot miss us.
Nope.
And you certainly won't after tomorrow. Just look for the giraffes.
Just look for the giraffes. This has been such a pleasure, Rick. I can't wait to get my family down to visit Hattiesburg and the Hattiesburg Zoo. We've been anticipating it. So, again, kudos to everyone who's doing y'all social media. It's such a fun peek inside if we can't get there. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Looks like you're going to have beautiful weather.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are. We're looking forward to it. Looking forward to you coming down and visiting.